here. My name is Federica Sbrenna. I'm a coach. I'm a performance coach and mental coach. I used to work in human resources while I was in Italy. Then I moved. I traveled a lot with my family, living abroad, and which has been sometimes challenging, not also interesting, though very interesting, but a bit of challenge. I moved to US 3 years ago, 3 years and a half. I'm very, very happy to be with you here today. And I will talk about energy management and resilience, how to be more resilient, how to endure until the end of this long marathon. And I hope to give you, I know there are so many articles and webinars on this subject, but I hope to give you some new topics, some new tips that you can use in your everyday life. So I just want to start by, let's go to my presentation. Can I share my screen?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, can you see it? Yeah. So, mental resilience in tough times. First of all, I belong to an organization which is worldwide present. It's Mentally Fit, and we work with athletes, with Olympic athletes, and with managers in corporations. We use the same approach on both kind of subject, and it's usually something that is useful even in your everyday life. I mean, for everybody. So the main idea is to use and to manage your energy instead of your time. So paying attention to your energy levels, to your energy boosters, to your energy drainers, leakages. So where you lose energy, what is consuming your energy? So I already spoke about me. So first of all, what is energy? So let's try to define energy. Energy is the feeling we wake up with in the morning. So we can say sometimes we are very energized in the morning, we wake up soon, we stand up, and we feel really full of energy, with a very positive attitude. Sometimes we wake up on the opposite, just the opposite. We wake up and we are lazy, we are not very, eager to start the day. So what does make the difference? What is the main difference? Why this happening? So first of all, we see that energy is not only physical. Energy is mental and emotional. So when we speak about, oh, we are tired, sometimes we are tired, especially after a long day at work. We may be tired because we think physically, we are physically tired. Instead, we are more mentally tired because usually when we are sitting in the office, we don't do much activity. It's more our brain working. It's more emotionally we could be tired because maybe we went through a very tough meeting, or we had maybe a bad discussion with our coworkers. So, but we see that we think we are exhausted physically, but instead we are only tired mentally and emotionally. So the first thing I want to do with you is identify what are the factors that influence this our level of energy. And there are several factors. And I spoke about boosters. So all the fact that can boost our energy every day. And there are also leaks or leakages where we lose energy. And those factors that trigger our energy, that consume more our energies, we call them leakages. And for example, let's start with them and let's focus with them first. So when we think about physical leaks, the first thing that comes in mind to you, what could be? Something like, for example, sleeping. So sleep, it's the first energy leaks. If we don't sleep well in the morning, we feel tired, we feel exhausted. So sleeping is the main factor that influences our energy level in a positive or negative way. So if we have a very good sleep, a deep sleep, we can rest well in the night, we feel much more energized in the morning. Other physical leakages could be, of course, having had a tough time at work, having had physical problems like back pains, or maybe we suffer from some physical issues, and this is another resource that drains our energy. We also, and we will see later, that sitting too much is our new bad habit. So sitting for all the day, sitting too long can also deplete our energy as well, because it's causing a lot of the stress to accumulate, and we don't release stress, and this is really impacting in a bad way on our health, on our body. Let's move to mental leakages. Mental leakages could be the concern for the job. Oh my gosh, now we are living in such unprecedented time. The lockdown is over, but there is still a lot of unknowns, a lot of uncertainty. We know that we are running a long marathon, that the end of the lockdown didn't mean the end of the crisis, the end of the pandemic, unfortunately. And we realized that we have to pay attention. We have to still adapt our life, our routine to the new situation, that this is not over. And this is causing a lot of anxiety, a lot of concern for all of us. Yeah, one of the main areas that has been impacted is our family life or our job. And this is all consuming energy. The job security, the financial security, the financial aspects connected with our job. This is really, can really increase the stress level in our life. It can really deplete our energy storage, our energy supply. And emotionally, we know that it's a tough time, even emotionally, because we had to step back. We have to still pay attention to who we meet. We still can't touch our friends. And maybe we live abroad, and for example, myself, I live abroad and my family is in Europe, and I couldn't meet them. And I still have to wait a lot to meet them before I will meet them. So this is all emotionally really impacting our life and draining our sources of energy. And even another big impact was all the family at home at the same time. So having husband at home, or the spouse at home, and the kids at home. So suddenly the life became so complex, and so many and too much of relationship together. So even this was an issue or a challenge at the beginning, and maybe still is, because when parents are working, having or taking care of the kids, it's really sometimes challenging when they are home. So all these are some of the main energy drainers and that we can see in our life, experience in our life. And besides this, there is another important consideration to do. These three batteries, they affect each other. So as you surely will know, if I feel mentally proved, I'm not at my best. And same for emotional. If we don't feel emotionally good, well, this will have an effect, an impact on our profession, our job, on our everyday life. So the important rule the important consideration here, the second rule is that each battery is affecting the other. So you are as weakest, or you are as strong as your weakest battery. So you want to take care anytime of all the three batteries. It's not enough that you are physically fit, if you are not mentally fine, if you're not mentally well, or if you are mentally okay, but then emotionally you're suffering. So, or you have ideas, or you're rummaging on a relationship. So all the three batteries must stay in balance to function, to work well, and to perform well in a sustainable manner. So yeah, you're only as strong as your weakest battery, and that's the rule. It's a very important rule in our oh my gosh, there is a fly. So sometimes we think that even in relationship, and even if, I don't know if you're working, but now most of us are working remotely, so this is different, but still recognition is something that can do us well. So when we talk about emotionally leakages, recognition, the tap on the shoulder can be something that really can change our mood and the way we feel about ourselves and the way we feel about the others. Because one thing that is very important for us as human beings is the feeling of belonging, is to know that we belong to a group. And this is has a very ancient truth, because our ancestors, and they could survive only when they were belonging to a group, because alone they were more vulnerable. And we can see this in the animals reign, where the animals, the lonely animals, are more and more willing to get caught by predators, so they're more at risk. So a tap on the shoulder sometimes can do much. So even in our family, maybe a good word to your kids or to your husband. And if you're working now virtually, a tap on the shoulder, maybe just a good word to your colleague, or to a member of your team. But pay attention that it must be not like this. This is not what we wish, of course, even because the reaction may be not that good. So you see, don't do to the others what you don't want to receive for yourself. And yeah, we had a Menti here, but I would like to ask you, how is your energy level? I don't know if you know this tool. This tool is called Menti.com. If you go to Menti.com and insert this code 9374486, and you will answer to the question. Is absolutely an anonymous survey, just to have an idea. And let me know when you are in. So let me see when you are in. Were you able to go inside? You can answer to the question, how do you feel today, physically, mentally, and emotionally? From 1 to 10, 1 is absolutely awful, or I'm not, I don't feel well. And 10 is I'm great. I feel
I'm
great.
sorry, what's the number again?
It's 93
Yes.
74 486.
Okay. Thank you.
No, it's okay. I mean, even if we are just a few, but it's nice to see what is the result. Wow. Wow. Interesting. So can you see the result? Can you see my screen?
Oh, no, it's distorted.
I don't know, because I see
It looks like a
sharing is
swirl.
paused. Okay. No, I want to share. How can I
Yes,
share
it's a
this?
little swirl. It's like a little.
Okay. I think I can.
You might have to unshare this one and then share.
Right. Okay. Now I think you are seeing it.
Yes.
Okay. So, so there are, I mean, well, very good, pretty good. We are on the average, a little bit above average for emotionally and mentally. Physically, it's good. We can improve it, and we will see it later. So we know that maybe some more activities will be, I mean, good in this case for us. So interesting result. And let's go back to the presentation. Okay, now I have to do the new share and go back to the, can you see it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, now I have to close this. Okay. So, okay. So let's start talking about resilience. So the first thing we were talking about is the first energy leakages. The first energy leak we saw, it's sleep, and sleep is very important. So before we move to see all the 7 mental boosters and physical and emotional boosters, I want to ask you to go again to menti.com and use another code this time, which is 14 17 072. There are common factors that usually we see as the main causes for a bad sleeping or for a sleeping problem. So how well do you sleep? Could you see this? Could you see the question? Okay, good. So the main, I mean, problems or issues we find are this one. Find it hard to fall asleep, light sleep, not feeling rested in the morning, waking up too early in the morning, and rarely getting 6 hours of reasonable quality sleep. And I don't have any sleeping disorders, which is well enough. If you consider that 40 million Americans have serious permanent sleeping disorders, and only 20 million have mild sleeping disorders. So this is, sleeping is not, it seems a very trivial thing, aspect of our life, but it's one of the most crucial in our everyday life. So I saw that 2 persons answered. I don't know if the other one didn't find. I repeat, the code is 14 17 07 and 2. I mean, just to have an idea, or just to I mean, see what is the picture, I mean, of this small group. And these results are absolutely anonymous. I will just have it in my computer. Okay, so it seems that half of you have, I mean, rarely get 6 hours of a reasonable quality sleep. There may be specific, I mean, reasons for this. We will go through some of the main aspects, or the main aspects that prevent people from having a good rhythm of sleeping, and the main tips that you can try to practice and follow to create healthy habits for sleeping. We can move on with the presentation. Sorry. Okay. Okay. So we have seen that what is the minimum of hours that an adult should sleep? It's considered from 7 to 9 maximum. So your 6 is not that bad. A little bit more would be better, would be optimum. And we will see now for which reason. The reason is that sleeping is not a static process. We know that there are several cycles, and we start with a very weak sleep. I mean, there are 4 phases plus the REM phase, and the first 2 phases are the phases of the light sleep. So it's when we transition into sleeping. The second 2 phases are the phases of the deep sleep. So when the brain is almost totally quiet, there is no activity, the brain waves are very, very slow. And this is the phase of the deep sleep is the phase when we recover most. During the first 4 hours, we have there is the physical recovery. And so this is important because we recover really physically. The second 2 hours, the following 2 hours, are more of when the mental and emotional recovery happens. And then there is the REM phase, that is the phase when we dream. And the REM phase is very important as the deep sleep, because there is an activity of, and now we will see, a very important activity for the brain. The brain is cleaning itself, the brain is rejuvenating, and is consolidating memory. So these are the 3 main aspects, the 3 main important aspects that happen during the deep sleep. Let's see now why we do sleep. So we definitely sleep to recharge our batteries, to recover, to recharge the energy, to store energy. And we have seen that we consume a lot of energy during the day. So sleep is necessary for survival. The second reason is a cell regeneration. So during the deep sleep, there is an increasing in the production of proteins. And proteins are vital for the, building tissues and for repairing tissues of the body tissues. So it's really that sometimes it's really true that it's said that poor sleeping means aging faster. The Third reason is memory consolidation, as I said. During deep sleep, the brain is like reassembling memory. It's fixing memories. And the learning area of the brain is very active during the deep sleep. And yeah, so if you want to learn something, usually it is, we say, sleep on it. No, it's a sad when you want to solve a problem, when you want to, because you get clarity. And clarity is also due to the cleaning of the brain, which is something that is really, I found it very, very, important. And new research show that there is a connection between this cleaning of the brain during the sleep and the reduction of the how do you say, depleting of the braining. So it's a good sleep is helping preventing dementia or Alzheimer, because during the deep sleep, the brain fluid is washing out all the residual, the byproducts of the brain activity. So this is an aspect which we want to consider, and it's really, really important. So you won't like, I think you wouldn't cook in a dirty pan. So our brain needs to be cleaned up before starting a new day. And let's see some sleeping tips to sleep better. Most of them are well known. So no caffeine after 3 p.m. because the caffeine is activating our brain activity, and it's really impacting our ability to sleep well. Magnesium and herbal teas, especially in the evening. So all those foods that contain a lot of tryptophan, that is a hormone that is activating the serotonin. So all the good hormones for sleeping. Follow your rhythm. So don't change your time. I mean, try to listen to your body and listen when it's time to go to bed. Don't force yourself. No intense sport before 2 hours before going to bed, because adrenaline, intense activity stimulates adrenaline, which takes 2 hours before decreasing. So maybe you want to walk a little bit, just doing some relaxing movement, a relaxing activity, but not too intense. We have avoiding alcohol, because alcohol helps you fall asleep, but you will miss the deep sleep. So people that drink too much, they can go to bed, they can fall asleep easily, but they don't get a deep sleep. So their sleep is very light. And avoid heavy meals late in the dinner because you don't want to charge your digestive system, and you don't want to produce too much sugar energy that can't be used because you are going to bed. And provoke melatonin. So this is very important for young people. So research shows that blue light is stimulating our body, our brain. So light is connected to our functioning, and the melatonin, that is the hormone for the sleeping, it starts working when the darkness falls. So the sleeping waking process cycle is really connected to dark and light cycle. So please avoid strong light, avoid any blue light, computer, tablet, at least 1 hour before going to bed. And then breathing technique may help you relax your body and creating the right environment for, favoring the sleeping. Even dark room, having a dark room, the temperature shouldn't be too high or too low, so around 68 degrees, 70 maximum. So nutrition, I have to speed up because otherwise we won't finish in time. Nutrition and hydration. I will spend a few words on this because there are so many diets on the website, and please check anytime with a specialist, with a dietitian, nutritionist before starting any of these, because any of us has different needs and different genetic and different metabolism. So, but the average good rules are real food, so not food in packages. Try to choose sorry, real food, colored food, so not color from artificial colors or from packaging, but colors from natural colors. So have a lot of green, red, yellow, and fresh food. Try to mix, so mix, I'm sorry, macronutrients and micronutrients. So carbs, proteins, and fats must be present, and you will find out in the internet on with a specialist in which percentage, and also vitamins and minerals are extremely important. Learn how your body works. So what is your metabolism? Are you a slow oxidizer or a fast oxidizer? Do you metabolize faster or slower? Check out for this and try the most appropriate diet for you. Sugar, reduce the intake of sugar, because this is really bad for anything, for the brain, for I mean our health, for the body, for our attention, for the sleep, because too much sugar in the blood is really impacting and affecting our sleep rhythm as well. So check again according to your diet the right intake of sugar for you, but minimize the sugar intake. Water, drink a lot, and we know that dehydration is really bad for our body, and 1% of dehydration correspond to 10% less of performance. So when you are thirsty and you need to drink, you are already at 1-2% of dehydration. And please be careful, drink water, pure, plain water. Maybe coconut water can be good as well, but trying to avoid all those flavored waters that have a lot of sugar as well. Absorb. This is very important trick. Try to eat slowly. Slow down the process, because even if you are eating the best food, the top food, you have to let the body do its job. So, and the body needs at least, the body needs time to absorb the food you are eating. Chew slowly and try to make the food as liquid as possible if you can. And any lunch should last, any meal should last around 20 minutes, at least 20 minutes, which I know is too much sometimes because we are rushing, but try to slow down. And this is really improving and helping for weight loss if you are looking for it. And then plan in advance. Don't stay without a supply of good food. So you have to plan your week. And if you know that you can't go out because there is the lockdown or because you are busy working, try to have good foods. Try to have water or fruit or vegetables and minerals, so that you don't eat the first thing you find in your house, or maybe the unhealthy food. And this is a good rule to remember. So we spoke about dehydration. So a good amount of water is 0.5 ounces for body weight. So time body weight. So if you are weighing like 120, you're 150, pounds, your water intake should be around 75 ounces of water. So physical activity, we said we need to move. Top 3 takeaways. No need to be top athlete. 10,000 steps a day is a great start, which is 1 hour walking. Even 20 minutes of walking, of brisk walking, are very good for our health and are useful to release cortisol, the hormone stress. So the stress, walking helps us release much of the stress. Then we have benefits of physical activity are mental, emotional, and physical, and it's the stress reliever #1. So as I said before, sitting is the new smoking. Try to avoid, and this is something that is happening to us because we are at home all day. I'm standing now, as you see. Try to avoid sitting for a long time and try to break maybe after 30, 40 minutes to make some break. Do some stretching, even move your head, and just try to move your body and don't sit for too many hours. So this is a good tip. This is the rule 2190. I always tell my clients, try to build a habit, to create a habit, you need 21 days, 3 weeks. So if you try to be disciplined and you stick to this rule, and you try to walk, for example, 30 minutes, 1 hour, for 21 days, you are creating a habit. And if you keep on, you're so brave, and you keep on for 3 months, 90 days, you are changing your behavior. You are creating a lifestyle. So this is important to remember. And then stretch anytime you can. This is really good for your back. I know because I suffer from back pain, and it's really, really important. Even 5 minutes, 10 minutes, they are good. So speed up. We talk about mental resilience. I have this quote from Kobe Bryant: everything negative is, any challenges, an experience is something where I can learn from, an opportunity for me to rise. So in this negative time, I mean, in this moment that is so tough for many of us, let's think, what can I learn from this? How can I grow in this time, considering what is going on, considering what is happening? What can I do to, grow and prepare for the future maybe, and live this time in as better as I can? So this is all about mindset. I won't spend too much time on this. I have another, sorry. I don't know where to move this. Can you see my screen? Okay. So resistance, persistence and resilience only come from having been given the chance to work through difficult problems. We know it's tough, but the way we see things, it's impacting how we will feel about things. And mindset is everything. So, and we know that we see things as we are, not as they are. So this doesn't mean that everything is relative, but it means that each of us has his own pair of glasses, and we are looking at what we are paying attention to. So if we try to see things from different perspectives, sometimes we can find something interesting, or sometimes we can find something to learn. As me, this is my first webinar, so I'm learning so much. I know it's not perfect. There is a lot to improve, but it's something that it's important for me to go ahead and to go forward and to move forward. I have a very interesting video from a Paralympic athlete. We don't have time for this now, so I can send this to you through the presentation. I want you to listen to her. This is a woman that has become 3 times world championships of alpine ski, but she's blind. So being blind, she started skiing. She understood how to ski with the help of her husband, and she challenged herself so much to become champion. I mean, we are not like her, but we can learn something. And it's anytime I find this encouraging, I mean, to see things in perspective. So what can we do? Dream, yeah, until you are beyond what you think you are capable of. This is extreme, I know, but it's sometimes the way we can move forward. So why is important to be resilient? We can handle more setbacks, we can be more realistic about our own limits, and we can see more opportunities. This is a very important thing. We can, being resilient means that we can bounce back, and we can bounce back faster. So this means that we can see more alternatives, we can see more opportunities. And how we can do this, I will show you rapidly. It's not easy. As I said before, we need a bit of discipline. We need a bit of motivation and effort. So we decided to show this with a mountain or 3 mountains. So we start with focusing, as we said, managing our time, our energy, not our time, with good habit for sleeping, good habit for nutrition, good habit for moving, physical activity. Another important aspect is stay true to your why. So understand your why, your purpose, why you do what you do. This is really helping this is really helpful, and is helping you to be more centered in yourself and to know why you do what you do. And move towards your goal. Try to have small goals. Try to have a plan and visualize your plan, where you want to go. This is really helping you to really being engaged in achieving your goals. They feel more real, more concrete when you visualize them, you write them down, you stick to your agenda. Small things, maybe learning a new language, or I don't know, writing the book I always desire to write, or learning a new job, learning something new, or just going on with your job, improving in your job. Then comes the hardest part, the resistance. So you want to know, be aware of yourself, know who you are, know what you stand for, know what is important for you, and write it down and have a goal. And then you have to resist. I mean, I was talking about discipline. So accept and manage change. This means that we can control everything. So the brain needs certainty. The brain wants autonomy, wants to be in control. So try to focus on what you can control instead of what you cannot control, that can stress you. We can't control when this pandemic will be done, but we can control how we face it, how we cope with it every day, day by day. So focus on what you can control, focus, and not be too much, and not get too much stress for what you cannot control. Develop constructive thinking. So it's try to wear new goggles, new glasses, and look at the reality from an outside, from a different perspective. So constructive thinking is develop constructive thinking. There is an event, maybe a bad event. This event can activate bad thoughts, negative thoughts, limiting belief. oh, I won't survive, oh, I get sick, or I don't know, I'm not good at this. So my webinar will be a disaster. So, and this will have a negative feeling. We will feel badly about this. And this negative feeling will obviously will lead to ineffective behavior, okay? So this is kind of the fulfilling prophecy. So when we think something bad will happen, something bad will happen because we will feel badly and we will feel anxiety that we don't need, because anxiety is impairing our way to reasoning and decision making and our ability to really have clarity in our lives. So try to deconstruct and try to transform the problem in fact by asking you questions. Questions that can lead you to see the things and the event in a more realistic way, okay? And then create lockdown rituals. Have a routine. I gave my kids a routine because I knew that if I had let them waking up at any time, that would be a mess. So I gave them a structure. I mean, with some flexibility, of course, because we are not in the army, but I gave them a structure. So wake up at the same time, try to wake up at the same time, go to bed not too late, and having leisure time, but also learning time, having some activity time. So try to have rituals that can be maybe relaxing time, reading time, news time, working time, and try to have a schedule, a routine. This is really helping you to stick to the reality. And then we have recovery, which is the last and latest part. Recovery is about relaxing. We need to relax, we need to recharge and choose the way you better relax. Some people relax by, I don't know, painting or cooking or having a chat with a friend, because also cultivate relationship is another way to recovery. We need people, we need to stay connected. We need to stay in touch with the others. And we know that now it's difficult, still difficult. We may meet some friends, but not all. Even on Zoom or by chatting or on the phone, just few minutes are helping us to recover. And laugh is important. We need downtime. We need to laugh as well. And celebrate your wins. I know it's difficult, but try to figure out to give yourself some prize for what you're doing. Maybe it's, I don't know, a good meal, maybe it's a new dress, or maybe it's going out and wherever we can go, because now there are limitations, but celebrate with your family, or have fun. So we are wrapping up. Me time, business time, toxic time. For those who are working at home working is a source of confusion, because the family is all here, the kids are here, they can interrupt us, we don't know we don't have the right place, but we know that we have to work. We have time for our job. We have private time, that is family time, cooking, the laundry, or helping the kids. But then it's really, really important. Try to have a me time. And this me time, it's not just 5 minutes in between, but it's a real my time. It's half an hour, 1 hour just for me, to relax, to do what I like to do, to walk by myself, to stay with my dog. And this is important. Save this time. This is important for everybody, men, women, for everybody. Junk time is contamination time. this me time squeezed here, it's contaminated. You need your time to get in another place, okay? In another room or just outside, and breathe. And as I said before, connection. Even a small talk or a small chat with a friend can be really, really helpful. So we are at the end of the presentation, having fun, creating this supply of energy that we can go that can help us when hard things happen is really important. At Mentally Fit, we believe every day is day one. So look at the every day, really. It's something, we can learn something new every day. And I hope this presentation has given you, new tips and something interesting and useful to, go on and move forward and cope with this new tough times, and to get to the end of the marathon, to endure and get to the end of the marathon safe, healthy, and stronger. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Federica.
Wow,
If you
that was
want to-
amazing.
Yeah, we won't do this. Oh, this is my team. We are everywhere in the world. This is my email if you need any advice or tips or information. I will send Lorraine the video I didn't show. I haven't the time to show. I'm sorry I lost the first minutes with the issues I had with my audio. And I really hope this was helpful. I don't know if you could give me some feedback, maybe in the chat,